Hello, my name is Ehab and I just love camping. Yay! Hello everyone, my name is Ehab and this is English with Ehab, where we talk about English, we practice it, and hopefully by the end of the lesson we learn something about it. The topic for today is introducing yourself in English. A lot of times students ask me at various levels, whether it's the beginning, the intermediate, or even advanced, they kind of freeze up when they meet somebody for the first time and they don't know what kind of information to tell that person. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to create some situations where you can introduce yourselves and also kind of let you know or give you some suggestions for what you can say in these particular situations. One of the situations is going to be at work. Another one of the situations is going to be at school. And then the third situation is going to be outside, in public. When I say in public, it could be anywhere. It could be a park. It could be a beach. It could be basketball courts. It could be at the gym, at the grocery store. So many different places. All right? So let's go ahead and get to the board and take a look at the examples that I have created. Okay, on the board right behind me is a dialogue. It'll be for the first situation. The first situation is going to be at work. Keep in mind, generally speaking, when you introduce yourselves, it could be formal or it could be informal. Usually work, in this particular situation, it's going to be formal because we have A, who is a new worker at this company, and then we have B, who is a manager at the company. So this is the first time that they meet each other. Generally speaking, if it's the first time and it's in this work situation, usually it's going to be formal. Now, as time passes by and you become more familiar with everyone and you make friends at work, that's different. Then you're going to probably be speaking more informally and you're not going to introduce yourself because you've already done it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read A and then B and then just show you what kind of information that you would say when you are introducing yourself. Usually in work, we're going to introduce what we do for that particular company or that particular business. So let's take a look. A says, "Excuse me, what time is the meeting?" This is what we call an icebreaker. Icebreaker can be anything. It's usually just a question, maybe it's a comment. I'll try to show different ones. But it could just be that you're asking somebody for information about something, all right? But icebreaker means that you want to try to start talking to somebody. And usually it's a question. So, excuse me, what time is the meeting? B says, it's at noon. Are you a new worker? A says, yes, I am. My name is Daniel. So, first thing for your introduction, say your name. They need to know what to call you. B says, I'm Linda. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. How long have you worked for the company? That's probably one question people are going to ask when they meet each other for the first time. They want to know, okay? What's your experience with this company? Linda says, I've been with the company for 10 years. I've been in the IT department the whole time, but I've been the manager for the past year. A says, that's great. Congrats. B says, thanks. Are you in IT? A says, no, I have a customer service position. B says, thanks. If I need a refund, I'll contact you. And then A says, if I need help with my internet connection, I'll contact you. And then both of them start, ha 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 ha, laughing. Little bit of a joke right there at the end. Anyways, if you guys take a look at the information, we found out their names, we found out how long they've been working for the company, and we found out their positions. Generally speaking, in a work environment, this is the kind of information that's going to be revealed when you introduce yourself to somebody for the first time. Okay, let's go ahead and get to our second situation, which is going to be at school. And I'm going to be focusing specifically at college, at a higher learning level. Okay, so let's get to the next situation. Okay, on the board right behind me is the second situation, which is going to take place in a college classroom. Now, there's some words that I wanted to point out before we got into the dialogue. The first one is major, and again, I wrote the definitions up there. Major is the subject which you study when you go to college. It could be engineering, it could be teaching, it could be nursing, it could be law, could be medicine. It's a subject that you study. Now, if you tell somebody that you are undeclared means that you don't have a subject. Some people, when they start college, they have a subject right away, but some people, it takes them some time, maybe 1 or 2 years before they make a decision about which subject they want to study. Also, keep in mind, you're going to see words like junior and freshman. When we are in college, and we also use this terminology for high school as well, at least here in the States, first year is freshman. Second year is sophomore. Third year is junior. And fourth year is senior. Again, in the dialogue, I'm trying to give you some ideas about what are discussed when two people start introducing themselves and meet for the first time. Okay? So, the situation, this is happening in a big classroom. A enters the classroom and takes a seat right next to B. And then when they take a seat, they start talking. Again, we have the icebreaker. So A says, I heard this professor is great. This is an icebreaker. This is something to start the conversation. B says, really? I never heard of him. A says, my friend took his class before. His lectures are very interesting. B says, cool. I'm Frank, by the way. So now we have our first introduction. A says, I'm Peter. Nice to meet you. B says, nice to meet you. A, so, what's your major? B says, I'm a sociology major. How about you? A says, I'm undeclared. What year are you? B says, I'm a junior. How about you? A says, I'm a freshman. Again, another example of what it would be like when two students are introducing themselves to one another in a college. If you guys notice, most of it is formal, okay? So I'm gonna say formal, maybe a little bit informal. Because generally speaking, when you have two students speaking to one another, they are kind of equal positions, I guess you could say that, in the classroom. So it could be a little bit formal, could be a little bit informal as well. Okay, let's get to our last situation. This situation will be anywhere out in public, and again, it will be two people introducing themselves to each other. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the board. Okay, so on the board right behind me is our final situation. This situation is taking place between A and B in a park, specifically on a hiking trail on a park. I enjoy hiking. I live in Los Angeles. There's many places to hike around here. So this would be a place where you might run into somebody and where you could introduce yourselves. Again, this is a suggestion for what a dialogue might look like and what kind of information is going to be exchanged between two people. So let's take a look. So A sees B on a hiking trail. And again, for this situation, it is all informal. Okay? It doesn't need to be formal at all because again, it's just a hiking trail. And this is what you do for fun. So A says, hey, what's up? What's up is just another way to say, how are you? A lot of times we use this particular question when we see people. What's up? How are you? How you doing? B says, hey, how are you? Now, sometimes the conversation ends right there, but sometimes it can continue. A answers and says, doing great. Now we have our icebreaker. Okay, again, an icebreaker can be a question, it can also be a statement. A says, amazing weather, huh? So it's asking B, what do you think of this weather? It's obviously a sunny, beautiful day. Again, we have many days like that out here in Southern California. B says, yes it is, a perfect day for hiking. Do you hike here often? Now we have the people starting to get some information about each other. A says, every weekend. B says, really? I'm here every weekend as well. I'm surprised I haven't seen you before. A says, yeah, me too. I'm Lisa, by the way. B, I'm Julie. It's nice to meet you. Nice meeting you. Now, if you notice, the introduction comes a little bit later because when you have an informal situation, it's not necessary to give your name right away. A lot of times you are just trying to get some information from the other person, okay? It's established here that both of them like hiking and they do hiking every week. So now they exchange names. B says, how long do you usually hike for? A says, 3 hours or so. B says, yeah, me too. So again, they have some things in common. Now, a good way to start meeting people is really through social media. So, do you have a Facebook or IG? A says, sure, let's connect. B says, for sure, we can plan future hikes together. So again, very small example of what a dialogue would look like when two people are introducing themselves somewhere out in public. I hope this video was useful for you and I hope it was helpful for you. If you enjoyed the video, please like and possibly subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos coming in the near future. And again, if you would like to see a particular video being done on a particular topic, please leave a comment down below and I will definitely make sure that happens in the near future. Until next time, keep on speaking English. Bye-bye.